Now there's a reason. Now, see, we even have the same issue here. You know, I've baptized like 16 or 18 between kids and adults since I've been here, and like 14 or 16 of them have all been male. So we're going to run out of St. Lucy's eventually. Emma's going to prepare herself as St. Lucy. However, I don't think that's fair. Vinny, I'm sorry that during your time here as a youth, you were not able to be St. Lucy. I think that's unfair. But I want to demonstrate here. So we're going to do a little mini pageant because I want you to demonstrate what St. Lucy did in her life, okay? Okay, so St. Lucy was a very pretty young woman. Can you do that for the... Okay, maybe not that, but St. Lucy was born to a very rich family. Who's Lucy? That's who we're talking about today. For the purposes of this, imagine he's St. Lucy, okay? Now, St. Lucy was born to a very rich family. They had a lot of money, but her father died when she was young, and her mother was really concerned that she needed a husband. But Lucy didn't want a husband. Yeah. Well, we're going to get to that part. Don't worry, okay? Yeah, you're one step ahead. How did you know she was a martyr? Now, St. Lucy was engaged to be married, but that wasn't her plan. But remember I said she came from a very rich family? Well, even after she was engaged, she decided to give away all her money to people that needed it. Yeah, what? Now, I want to see if we can do this. So, St. Lucy, can you give all your money away to everyone? Is that something you can... Look at that. St. Lucy is an example for us. She had money, but she saw people that needed it more, and she gave away her money. And our St. Lucy can do that. But the man she was engaged to wanted that money. And he was mad, and he knew that she did it because she followed Jesus. And so he had her taken before the governor, like the king. And do you know what the governor said? I need you to worship our gods and not Jesus. That's no good. What? Not if we believe in Jesus. Now, St. Lucy, yes?
What if the king, like the king dies God?
You're going to have to wait. I know you're, listen, you're one of these dark Christmas people, I can tell. There were ghost stories on Christmas. Now, St. Lucy, can you, and I know this is a negative, so it's hard to prove, can you not worship other gods? Example. Very good. Now, that's one thing. So remember, Lucy was generous. She saw people that needed money, and she gave it to them because that's what Jesus would do. And then when she was threatened and told to worship someone else other than Jesus, she wouldn't do it. So St. Lucy can give things away for people in need, and she can be faithful to God. Well, that didn't make the king very happy. Now we're getting to your favorite part, Grant. So they decided they were going to do bad things to Lucy. And you know what Lucy did? She dropped on the ground.
What?
And then all of the soldiers, this is where you're going to come in. You're going to be my soldiers. All of the soldiers tried to drag her away. Go ahead, try to drag her away. Come on, try to drag him. Try to drag him. Now, St. Lucy, what you have to know is, wound up becoming the weight of a mountain, and they couldn't move her one bit. St. Lucy, don't be dragged right now, okay? Now, let's see. Now, go ahead, still grab a handle here. Help me out. Now, no, don't be moved, St. Lucy. Okay. All right, stand back up. Now, we're going to get to that part, Grant. Now, St. Lucy was always good, but St. Lucy, she could give things away, and we can do that. And she could worship God, and we could do that. And then she had this miracle happen where she weighed as much as a mountain, and she couldn't be moved. Could you do that?
Probably not.
Well, I moved you right here, so no. So some things St. Lucy did we can do, and some things St. Lucy did we can't do. And then, hang on, Grant, and then, do you know what they did, those soldiers, to be really mean to her? Oh my. They went and they got a whole bunch of wood. because they couldn't move her, and they put wood all around her to set her on fire. Now, St. Lucy, though, couldn't be set on fire. St. Lucy, would you please demonstrate for us not being set on fire? No, you won't. And I agree with that decision. So St. Lucy was generous and could give things away to people that needed them. And she knew how to worship God, and we can do those things, but maybe we can't weigh as much as a mountain, and maybe we can't not be set on fire. That's why fire is dangerous. Don't play with fire. I'm not going to anymore for the rest of the service. Now, then it gets worse, Grant. You're going to like this. Then, do you know what they did because they were so mad at Lucy? They took her eyes. Isn't that awful? That's... I'm scared of that. Now, St. Lucy, never mind. But St. Lucy suffered all these things, and then she did die. But you know what happened? According to this story, when they found her body again, her eyes were back. And something new happened. She could glow, like she had light all around her. St. Lucy, glow for the people. Okay, so St. Lucy was generous, and we can be generous, and St. Lucy worshiped God, and we can worship God, but we can't not be moved because we weigh as much as a mountain, and we can't not be burned, and we can't grow new eyes, and we can't radiate light. But even after St. Lucy was dead and buried, there was a story about a group of people far away in a different country called Sweden. And that's a place where in winter, it's dark for all but 1 hour a day. Can you believe that? It's so dark. And they were so hungry in the middle of this winter. They had no food. And all of a sudden, they saw this person who was lighted up on a boat coming towards the shore. This is your chance to be St. Lucy. And as the boat got closer, they saw this young woman, and she was so bright, and she brought not only light to their life, but she brought food on the boat. Now, I don't know if I can bring people food after death, but here's what I do know. They knew about St. Lucy, and God did something wonderful for them, and they said, those things are together. We saw St. Lucy, which means we saw the work and love of God. Let's go over our list again. Can you be generous and help people that need it? Yes, we can do that one. Can you worship God and be faithful to God? Yes, we can do that. Now, let me rattle through these other ones. Can you weigh as much as a mountain and not get moved? Can you not be burned? Can you regrow your eyes? And can you bring people a boat full of food after you die? Maybe. We don't know about that one, yes, But here's the thing about remembering St. Lucy today. St. Lucy's the one we've been talking about, Grant. And I know you're going to remember all these things about St. Lucy, even if you don't remember the name. Don't worry, I have that issue too. But the thing about St. Lucy today that we can remember is everything that she's remembered for, the miracles, maybe we can't do them, but all the things she chose to do in her life, guess what? You can. All of us can. We can all be generous. We can all be faithful to God. And the best part is when we do those things, other people can look at us, and even if we don't glow, they see the light of God in us. You can be like St. Lucy. Yes. Yeah.
We're talking about that in school.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
It's not like in the Bible.
Yeah. But to be generous like that, right? Everyone can do that. Now, yes. One more thing, yes.
But does St. Lucy, does St. Lucy, float in the water?
She was kind of on the boat. She was on the boat. Now, we are going to have our St. Lucy, a different St. Lucy. We're going to say bye to St. Lucious here. Bye, Vinny. Bye. I'm glad you were able to be St. Lucy. But we're going to bring in our St. Lucy here. Here's our St. Lucy for today. And what our St. Lucy is going to do is she's going to walk around. She's going to ask people to do that first thing St. Lucy did, to be generous and give what they have to people in need. That basket's going to get money in it for people that don't have money and need it. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to pray right now. We're going to do a repeating prayer with St. Lucy for all the people that need the money and our generosity, and that they might know the light of God through it. Are you ready? Let's fold our hands and bow our heads, and we're going to do a prayer together, okay? Let's pray. Holy God, we give you thanks for Lucy and the saints who give what they have, who worship you, who show your love. Help us to be like St. Lucy and bless everyone who needs your care. Amen. All right, thank you, boys and girls. St. Lucy, you're up.